and try this again. We're live. I was having slight issues because I'm slightly stupid. But yeah. All right. Welcome back to the channel. Yes, I know. I said that I was going to fucking do more and that if you watch the other video got it because I fucking deleted it because I'm stupid. But today we will be talking about how I grew up versus how somebody from Washington grew up. Thanks. Oh, y'all know me. I'm the fucking idiot that runs this page. This is Skylar. This is one of my best friends. So yeah, let's just fucking jump right into it. So, growing up with you, when you were growing up in Washington, you care if I say the place?
No, I don't care.
Growing up in Seattle, what was it? I mean, because I already know because we've been friends for a little bit, but like, why don't you talk about like what it was like growing up? Keep out some important things.
Really, it all depended on the area. If you go to like the west side, you have the Ferris wheel. Which Ferris wheel's actually cool as shit. It lights up at night, which recently they just got rid of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I have no idea. All I heard from my friends was that they just got rid of it. Like they took that whole fucking pier down. Am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
You see the shit that I have? Trust me, I've had people find my fucking email and email me, and they're like, fuck you. I'm like, bring it to my face, bitch.
If you go to the south side where I was from, it's not the best area.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend walking around at night alone.
Because of particular
people.
Gang activity.
Yes.
That's fine. You can talk about that. We can talk about lightly on here.
Yeah. The east side is where most of the rich people are. Like you got Mercer Island, which I think Elon Musk lives there. It's someone like that.
Where's it at?
Mercer Island. And it's all fucking gated and shit, so there's no going in there.
Continue talking. I'm listening. It's just I'm looking.
No, it wasn't Elon Musk. Who was it?
Some Seattle billionaires. Microsoft co-founder and NFL Seahawks owner Paul Allen. There's a mansion there, and as does Starbucks executive chairman Howard Schultz. Shit. So like big name people live on there.
Yeah.
Here we go. Paul Allen, co-founder of Microsoft. Ann Benham, mother of President Barack Obama. Holy shit. Rashad Lewis, former NBA player. Joel McHale, Howard Lincoln, former chairman for Nintendo of America, current CEO and chairman for the Seattle.
It was Bill Gates. Bill Gates was there.
Does he?
Yeah.
No, Bill Gates doesn't live there.
He has a house there, I think.
Like Google knows what we're talking about. Oh, no, yeah, you're right. Seattle. My bad. Anyways, so what was like a regular summer day for you?
I'd wake up, call my friends, see what the plans are for the day, if we had to go do anything, or if we were just going to fuck around the whole day.
All right. What was like the main attraction everybody would come to see up in there? Besides the fucking, whatever that fucking thing's called.
The Point?
Yeah, thanks. The Needle Point or whatever.
Yeah. Probably the Ferris wheel, or a lot of people would go to Seahawks games.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Seattle has a fucking football game. Team.
Ferries are a big one. It's a boat that will take.
Oh,
It will take you across the water. If
Yeah.
the one from Seattle will take you to Bainbridge, and if you go not that far down to Edmonds, it'll take you to Kingston.
I don't know where any of that's at. Some people that might view my videos whenever I become famous might know what you're talking about.
Bainbridge is. I'm not going to say anything because I don't know if people from Bainbridge are going to come. If you're from Bainbridge, I don't like you.
I don't care. It's not for me. They're coming after.
And Kingston, they're not all that bad. Some people are just like anywhere. You get those people that are just
Yep.
Yeah.
That are just. So, what was your you had to say what was your like main go-to thing to do when you lived there? Like personally, what was your like thing you always wanted to do?
smoke.
Smoke. All right. And where would you say the best place to do that was?
Skate parks, under a bridge,
Right.
somebody's house.
Right. You have a favorite chain up there of anything? Like you went somewhere and like a specific McDonald's or KFC or anything like that?
I was never able to.
That's right, because you
Try
have celiac
anything.
disease. That's right.
Yeah.
Celiac disease means he likes dudes' balls in his butt. No. Was there like a go-to hangout place that everybody would like?
The skate park.
Skate park? Which one?
Really, the only one I know of is in the south side. Or if we were really bored, we would grab us some money, go down to Edmonds, and then go to Kingston and go to the Kingston skate park.
That doesn't. God, I wish I would have went to fucking skate parks when I was younger. Honestly, at one point in my life, if any of y'all follow me on Instagram, posted a picture saying, like, should I trade my fucking cowboy boots in for Converses? I was really gonna just flip my whole entire fucking attire around, which was weird as fuck. It's the last time my hair was long,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, not shortly, but not long after that,
Converses aren't really actually.
comfortable.
No, I don't like Converse. I had them when I was younger, like in the third grade, but I never really liked them.
All right, so from being up in Seattle and coming here to Portage County, would you say like what's the biggest? I'm not talking about like people. I'm talking about like
The adjustment.
not really adjustment. What was the first thing that made you go, holy shit, I don't have this up in Seattle? What was that? What was like that thing that happened?
The school was very small. I mean, in Seattle, we had 3,000 kids in our school.
Holy shit.
I came here and there's only like 200 kids in the school.
Well, yeah, we're out here in the middle of fucking boonies. Do you like the nights better here or better up in Seattle? Like nighttime?
I like them both. You know, sometimes I like peaceful nights. You never really get that in Seattle. So sometimes, I'll just walk around outside. It's peaceful, but sometimes I do miss the nights in Seattle just because, there's always something to do.
Right. And being here in the middle of fucking bumfuck nowhere, there's not really anything to do. The most exciting thing that happens here, anywhere in Ohio, is people go to Walmart.
Yeah. And then sit there and figure out what to do.
I think it's fucking I was fucking kicked out of that Circle K. Yo, shout out to if you are the Circle K people that work in not where I live, but the other town I lived in. Fuck you, hate you. Two bitches that kicked me out. Fuck you, I hate you.
Fuck you.
Well, yeah. I'll ask you about the vehicles. What kind of vehicles did you see up there? Like normal everyday vehicles, or do people drive around like?
There was a lot more car shows in the city. So if you walked around the right time, you would see a lot of cool cars.
Alright.
Or as you see a lot of SUVs.
SUVs is in like Explorers or
like Denali's and stuff like that.
All right. So, what would you say is something that you are glad? What's something from here that you? Oh, how do I word this?
that I'm glad I don't have to deal with in Seattle.
No, because I know what that is. What is something you're like, man, I'm glad I found this? What's something you miss from up there, but it almost something here satisfies it? If you get what I'm saying.
Oh, that's a hard question.
I mean, because I used to live in Streetsboro, and that's the closest thing to a city I've ever lived in that I can remember.
Right.
And I lived right there at the what's it called? Apartment complex where I could see Baskin Robbins, Dunkin' Donuts.
Mm-hmm.
If you're from there, shout out, Baskin Robbins, Dunkin' Donuts. They always hook me up with free donuts. They're fucking cool. But like being there really gave me an idea of kind of what city lights were like at night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I lived next to an open field, but it was a soccer field behind a fire department.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you may know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're from there, that the Greens, I think it's called. Shout out to you because y'all some real fucking people out there. They were cool as shit. But no, so really from when I was younger, it was like bright lights. I could see everything because it was lit up by the city.
Mm-hmm.
And then for like me moving out here into the middle of the fucking boonies, I was like, well, shit, I never realized how fucking nice the night sky was. I mean, it twinkles so fucking, and like, call me weird, call me girly for it, but it's beautiful as shit.
Right.
And that's when I started to get into like, not like stargazing and shit, but I wouldn't mind taking, a fucking chair or a blanket laying out in the middle of a fucking Farmer Joe's field staring at the fucking night, staring at the goddamn stars. So like, yeah, back to you.
Shit. Seattle has really bad traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, horrible traffic. So coming here, we got 224.
Mm-hmm.
Really, there's no traffic at all, unless like there's a major accident.
Or they're doing construction.
Yeah, if you go down there.
Yeah.
So, that was kind of nice. I can actually do the speed limit and make it to places in time.
Right. So we're gonna get a little bit of weird here for a second. The air.
It was shit.
It was shit. Would you say it was like harder to breathe? Like you came here and you were like, oh my god, I can actually breathe.
No, we're on a different sea level, so it's
that's right.
kind of different. But I'm saying like, it always felt like you were breathing in either gunpowder, weed, or exhaust fumes.
Right, because it was so busy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So like being here, like what's your most like favorite thing to do now that you're here? Pause. He has been here for how many years?
About like 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Yeah. So I'm just asking him these questions for you guys. So
really the only thing to do is go to Walmart, sit outside the car and get kicked out.
man, fucking my favorite thing to do is probably be honestly driving down.
Sorry to cut you off, but off-roading. In the city, you don't get that. You came here, I met you, you're like, fuck it, let's go off-roading.
In this fucking in that blacked out Nissan I had, dude. Oh, dude, I miss that car. But yeah, dude, took that fucking. Oh god, I want to get rid of my Blazer.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
what?
It's just too big.
Big?
That's a lie. I can't fuck around it. It's top heavy. It'll flip. So I like tonight, like when I came home, I was whipping a corner and I fucking had that bitch up on 2 wheels. And I was like, whoa, fuck. And like literally, I whipped it and went down a hill and came up a hill again, and there was a fucking cop coming over the hill. I was like, ooh, thank God I didn't fucking do that. Like 30 seconds later, I'm gonna get the fucking ticket. But what's the most odd thing you had to adjust to?
The most odd thing is coming from a city to the country.
Okay.
You're used to sirens, people yelling, seeing a bunch of homeless people. gunshots, whatever. I mean, here we have gunshots, but that's just people hunting
Mhm.
or shooting a groundhog in their backyard.
Right.
So it was kind of weird. I went from people wearing Jordans to people wearing cowboy boots,
Shout out to me.
and so it's kind of weird coming from a city to the country because you feel like an outsider.
All right. And what was you're probably about to dig into it. I'm still going to ask you, what was your first initial reaction after like a full 24 hours of being here, if you can remember it?
I hated it.
Hated it? Why?
I don't.
Just because it was new.
It was new. I felt like I didn't belong here.
All right.
Not like anything suicidal, but just like this is not where I'm supposed to be.
This isn't your fucking pair of shoes.
Right.
Right. This isn't the type of road you've seen before and whatnot. All
Right.
metaphors like that. So if you had to say, if you could take one thing from Seattle and bring it here, it could be a person, place, thing, skate park, whatever. Even a house, whatever. What would it be?
All the things to do in Seattle.
All the things that do in Seattle.
Because how many times have we been in my car not knowing what to do? And everything that we found to do was 45 minutes away.
And then expensive.
Yeah.
Or we were just broke.
Probably because we're broke.
Yeah. Shit, man.
I mean, because like in Seattle, all within 15 minutes of you have a Chick-fil-A, a Chipotle.
15-minute drive or 15-minute walk. Because that's different.
Both. Really depends on what part of Seattle you're at. I could walk 8 minutes down the road and go to McDonald's. Here we have to drive 15 minutes.
Oh, Jesus. Well, so definitely, I've always wanted to move to the city, but I feel like I'm not going to like it.
Right.
Because that's why if I move to California, I'm moving to Southern California or Northern. So it's not, I'm not moving to fucking LA. Not stupid. Right. Unless I have a shit ton of money and can buy a fucking mansion. So, what would you say was the most easiest thing for you to change? Like, the most easiest thing for you to go, all right, well, this is part of my new routine. Oh, well, so be it. Might as well embrace it.
Oh. Peace and quiet.
Peace and quiet? All right. When was your first night like sleeping here?
I didn't.
You didn't? No?
Like the first night I got here, I did not sleep.
Right.
Because, I mean, in Seattle, we had this highway and a bridge that would go right under it. So, every time it would blow its horn, it echoed, like, throughout the whole city. It was loud. And then this is on the west side, though, but there's, like, some apartments on the west side where you can literally reach your hand out and touch the highway.
Mm.
So, used to being able to sleep to noise and then coming to where it's just, like, quiet. It was weird. I didn't like it. I was used to noise.
Right. And staying here with me, you ever spend the night? I mean, live right next to a fucking train.
Right.
Literally throw a rock from my window and hit it.
Right.
And so, like, does that help you any, or
What, sleeping here with the train?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. What was your initial thought for your first day of school before you got there?
Like on my way to school?
Mm-hmm.
Can I go back to bed? No, I mean, but like before I even started school, I didn't like it because we had to go to that one off to the side where like the super is.
You talking about here?
Yeah, at Waterloo.
The bus garage.
Yeah, I went there and I had to like register and stuff, and they gave us like a small tour of the high school, and it only took us 5 minutes to go through.
Because high school's very small. I go to. Not disclosing that because I don't want any fucking creeps know where I go to school. I write it down pretty easy.
I heard you said it, so.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, well, I didn't catch it. Whatever. Yeah, if he already said it, then the school I go to is K through 12 school. Which, I'll tell you, coming from Streetsboro, that was weird.
Oh, I bet.
because when I got a tour, I was in elementary school.
Mhm.
And so they toured me through the elementary school, middle school, and then the high school.
Right, and it all wasn't 1 building.
Right. No, yeah, that's what threw me off. It was all in one building.
Mhm.
My school was the school I went to graduate from. And I was like, oh, I was little, but I remember going, like, what the fuck?
Right.
And so, like, the thing that excited me the most when I came from Streetsboro was, I was like, oh shit, I might be able to run into my brothers.
Mhm.
And when I did run into them, they pretended not to know me, doing what big brothers do best, whatever. So, what was it like growing up as an only child for you? If you don't mind us getting into that one.
To be honest, kind of boring.
Boring?
I had no one to mess with. It's not like I had a little brother I can go pick on. Most of the time I was in my room, just there. If anything happened, it was all on me. Kind of like the middle child, but
Shouts out to middle children. Y'all fucking suck. Your mother didn't actually want you. Right. I mean, there was times when I was younger, I wish I grew up. I mean, there was a while I wish I grew up as an only child. But then
I feel like everybody that is either an only child wants to have siblings, and everybody who has siblings wants to be an only child.
right, but I'll say this: growing up with siblings really helped me with like. It's weird. You're probably not going to expect me to say this, but like funerals. Yeah, right. It's weird because like my mom and dad would try to comfort me,
Mm-hmm.
and they would comfort me as a parent when I didn't need a parent. I needed
A friend.
a friend to comfort me. Growing up, you know that I went to a lot of funerals. Been to a lot of funerals. Don't fucking like them. But no, like, I mean, that was the one thing that I like growing up realized was like, oh yeah, I'm glad I have siblings.
Right.
Sorry, not trying to rub it in your face.
No, you're all good. I mean, I have siblings.
Right.
They just don't live with me.
Right. And so, I mean, if you moved back to Seattle, do you think it would take you long to get accustomed to that living again, or would you just just like that? Huh. What's one thing you would probably miss from here?
Backroads,
Backroads.
off-roading, stuff like that.
All right. Sorry, I'm trying to think of
No,
my fucking ADHD's kicking in.
because our backroads are neighborhoods.
Yeah, cul-de-sacs, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Did you have Circle K's up there? Or were they just marathons?
Just marathons, 7-Eleven.
What's your least favorite thing about here?
The people,
What do you mean by that?
small town, everybody.
Knows everybody.
You do one thing, next thing you know, some dude you don't know is coming up to you about it.
Could think of some fucking names right now. Could think of some fucking names. Yeah, if you're one of those people in my small town where I live, you fucking suck.
And a lot of people here are just talk. Obviously in Seattle we had people that were just talk, but most of us
Could back that shit up.
we were right to it.
Right.
Like you know me, I'll talk a little bit of shit, but I'll back it up
Right.
like right away.
Yeah. And honestly, that's what this fucking generation lacks. Is they're a bunch of fucking pussies just running their mouth.
Right, like they can talk shit to a phone, but you see them in person, they're like, oh,
Yo, what's good? Yeah.
right.
Crisp. After that. But no, like, man, like, really, this fucking generation, dog. We're just gonna smoothly fucking switch topics here. This generation, dude. Fool, I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, I met one time, I was at school, and I met this fucking kid who was like 13, 14 years old. He was cool as shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to school with people who were like my age or older, and they're like, fucking protest this, cancel that, cancel this, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even know these people. And it's crazy because we grew up doing the same shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
not going to name names here, but I used to hang out with this person a lot when I went to school with him back at Waterloo. And I mean, dog, now they're a completely different person.
Right.
And I get it. Opinions change and people change, but like,
It's weird.
it's weird to see like somebody I grew up with literally running through fucking dirt with, eating fucking handfuls of gravel, become such a soft person.
Right.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It's just like, dog, I'm like, what the fuck happened that, turns you against. I mean, I know somebody that lives in this town. Again, not going to name names, but I know people that live in this town that are against this town.
Right.
And like, I get being against the school board what are those called?
Levies.
Levies. Thank you. I get being against levies because it raised property tax around here.
See, that's a, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
There's another thing. In Seattle, we didn't have levies for our school. The city made enough money to keep the school up and running.
Right.
Because in my opinion, if you need to raise taxes to keep your school running,
Mhm.
you're not doing something right.
I mean, Jesus Christ, Waterloo hasn't been to a fucking football championship in fucking almost 50 years.
Right.
1974 is when actually they went. I think somebody can fact check me on that if they want. I don't care.
But I mean, it was weird because I was asking people, I was like, what's a levy? And they were like, you don't know what a levy is? I'm like, no.
I mean, you fucking idiot.
That's why I'm asking. And people would actually like get upset when I would say, no, I don't want that. And I went to the school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my tax. Personally, not my taxes. My father's taxes.
Well, no, they eventually are your taxes. Because once you get out of high school and you're living here, you want to buy land here, you're like, well, fuck.
That is true. So, I mean, no, I don't want it. That's more money that people are losing to keep this shitty school running.
Right, and Waterloo is not a good school.
At all.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the building itself, but the
No.
people in it.
The people, the way it's ran.
Like, that school, and sadly, I was part of the favorites that were picked from there.
And I was part of the ones that were the least favorite.
Mm-hmm. And, like, our principal, fucking Lori Sandell, dog. Dropping names. Dropping her name, dog.
Shit.
I felt like if there was something to happen, she didn't see it as taking care of kids. She seen it as doing her job.
Right.
See, because anybody can be a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
but not everybody can. I don't know. I don't know what I was getting at with that. I don't know the wording I was going to use. But like, you going in to be a teacher, principal, even a janitor,
Right.
You're signing up to put your life at risk for potentially putting your life at risk for those children,
Right.
whether they're 8 or 18. And the one thing she told me one time was right after the canceled busing was we got into an argument because we were standing outside and it was cold as shit. It was like this time of the year. And we were all standing outside and I was like, yo, can we come in? Like, I got into the office, had this big, huge fucking blowout argument. Me, Trevor, and my dad were arguing with her.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was like, well, it's pretty fucking huge dick that I gotta bring my kids here at 5 o'clock in the morning and they gotta sit here for 3 hours.
Right.
I mean, the earliest I got dropped off, dog, I swear to God, was like 4:30 in the morning. And then I'm out there, it's like fucking 20 degrees outside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing as much layers as I can wear, and I'm fucking still shivering.
Right. That's not good for you guys. Especially like, let's say that happened. Well, I mean, the buses were just canceled for the high schoolers, but let's say it was canceled all in general. That school is going to lose students because there's some parents that, can't because of their work schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you had to stay out there from 4:30 in the morning to when they let you in.
7:40.
Right.
So,
And that's so detrimental. I think I said that right.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially, 20 degrees outside, you can get really sick from that.
right. And then if God forbid you're in a rush and, your child's like, hey, yeah, I dried my hair, but then they get out there and they're sick because they didn't actually dry their hair.
Right.
You can say that's on the parenting. on the parent, but still, I mean,
It's to me, it's not on the parent.
they do you know why they canceled busing? Because they couldn't pass a fucking levy because they wanted to raise property taxes.
Right.
And I'm like, what?
I don't know. That's just, it doesn't make sense to me because that was some people's only transportation to school.
Right. I heard about fucking parents going in there and bitching. They're like, why the fuck are you canceling busing? I work third shift. I cannot get my kid to school because when they're getting up to go to school, I'm already sleeping from work.
Right.
And
Or like some people who leave, like blue collar workers leave like 3:30, 4:30 in the morning, go to work. There's some, like, let's say that's the only parent at home. You're stuck at work. They can't go to school.
or they got, God forbid they fucking got to walk.
Right.
Because here in Ohio, the fucking weather is a hit or miss, but when it fucking hits, it hits hard.
Right.
And like, back to the whole, I got into an argument with her. She fucked up and told me that she wasn't responsible for students until 7:40. So I straight up told her, I said, good, when I beat the fuck out of such and such, don't hop in my shit about it.
Right.
And she said, well, you can't on school property. I said, you just said you are not responsible for me.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing you can do for us until 7:40.
Right. And that's another thing in Seattle is you want to cancel busing, cool. I'll hop on public transport. You know, we had that option. Here we don't.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to hop on the bus, you have to drive all the way to Akron.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Kent too. Alliance sometimes.
Yeah, but that's only in that area.
Right.
Alliance, I barely see those buses running.
So I don't think there's actually busing out there.
There is.
Is there?
Yeah. I've seen it like once or twice.
And like, my dad was like, if y'all stop spending fucking money where it doesn't need to be spent, and Miss Sandell was like, she was like, what are you talking about? My dad goes, well, I was told that you spent 30 fucking grand on a desk
Yeah.
of the school's money. And she was like, I can assure you that didn't happen. And my dad was like, are you fucking kidding me? And like,
I mean, like, there's teachers up in there having like those like one smart boards, and if you take all those smart boards, I mean, those things are expensive, dude.
mm-hmm.
That's gas for the buses. And about 3/4 of the high school, they're like the high school, the kids,
Mhm.
their old buses, when they cancel it, would drive right past their house. So it's not like they're using any extra gas.
Right.
I mean, I understand, if they're going out of their way, but they're driving right past the house. Like, that's what mine did. They were driving right past the house, but I was already kicked off the bus at the time. So,
Right. And like, my bus, I live right off of fucking 44.
Right.
And so, in the trailer park I used to live in. And so, that was a main road for buses to get kids on all the time.
right.
Yeah.
You just walk down there and they can pick you up right there.
Right. And like, I was like, why the fuck are y'all canceling busing? And they're like, oh, it's because we can't pass the levy. And I was like, well, if you had a reason, if you, gave people a good reason to want to pass the levy,
And maybe they pass it.
right, like fucking sports are pay to play here.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm like, what the fuck? And I was offered by people, like coaches that would tell me, hey man, you're a big fucking dude. Come play for me and I'll make sure you can play. And I was like, take that to a kid who actually wants to fucking play.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want to wrestle. I don't want to play football. I don't want to do fucking baseball. I don't want to do soccer for this fucking school. I hate it. I straight up told Miss Sandell and the dean of students, I was like, I have no reason to ever come back to this school.
Right.
I was like, I'm only here to get a fucking piece of paper after senior year.
And then dip.
And then dip. And then not ever talk to anybody, any teachers from there again unless I run into them outside of school.
Even then, there's a lot that you don't want to talk to. Just
Right.
because it was a very shitty school.
God, they fucking picked favorites. And it's not like if you were one person's favorite, you were everybody's favorite. No. You had to be cool with every teacher to get along there. Like some people out here that run certain companies,
Yeah.
Those families, of course, they're tied in with the school. They fucking feed money to the school.
Right. But like me, I was, you know, like I was saying, like I felt like an outsider.
Mhm.
I was one of 4 kids who had city in them.
Right.
You know, and all of those kids who had city in them, you know, they've been here a while. But me, I was just fresh. Everybody did not like me, pretty much. You know, I was cool with some kids, teachers. There's only one teacher that really liked me. Shout out to you,
What's his name?
Mr. Negron.
Oh, Mr. Negron, bro. He's a fucking baller.
Actually, he stopped me from a fight once.
Yeah. Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah. Dude was cool as shit, but like, the principal, the disciplinarian, superintendent, teachers, they all didn't like me. To me, I feel like it was because I was different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're all from the country. You know, I mean, even when I first got here, they told me, "Oh yeah, we're a laid back school, we're peaceful," stuff like that. I'm just like, okay, I'm not, but good to know. And I came in there, dude. I'm not gonna lie, I caused havoc.
Mm-hmm.
You know this. You were there. I caused havoc.
Right.
Almost like started a whole protest once.
Yeah. I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Dude, there was not a fucking day that went by that something wasn't happening at that school.
Right. But
Jesus.
I did bring some good to that school because their soccer team
Needed carried.
needed carried. You know, there was good people in there, but it's just they needed that one little extra.
Right. They needed an extra player there that because kids took it as a
As a joke.
no, they took it as more of
A way to get a letter.
look at me, I'm playing sports. Like,
Right.
dude, you're playing golf. Shut the fuck up. You're literally golfing. And like, honestly, that's go ruin golf for me. I was into golf. I liked golf. I had golf clubs. You know this,
Right. I never liked golf.
dude. I'm not gonna say that I learned golf, but I learned the concept of it. And I was like, you know what? It is pretty peaceful. Make a lot of money doing it. But like, that school ruined a lot of shit for me, which fucking sucks.
Yeah. But like every year they had a losing record. I came. We made it to the fucking playoffs. Lost in the first round. But hey, we still made it to the playoffs. And then when I left, losing record again.
It's because like you said, they only want a letter.
Right. And like I'm not trying to sound all cocky saying, oh, like I was the best player on the team. I was not the best player on the team. I can say that straight up. You know, am I a good player? Yes, I will. I will, you know, brag about that. You know, I've been playing since the first grade.
Well, and not only that, but you went to a school
Where it was big.
where it was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like some schools, they have lacrosse that's bigger than football, and I'm like, the
Right.
fuck is lacrosse?
Right, like, so they have a big lacrosse team. Like, big.
I did not know that.
I mean, granted, football was their main sport, but then it went to lacrosse. Usually goes football, basketball.
Yeah, my school didn't even fucking offer lacrosse.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they did at one point,
Mm-hmm.
but like it just wasn't played enough, so they just got rid of it. And they cut fundings after we left. They cut a lot of fucking. They cut carving. They cut classes like that, which really fucking sucked because it put a lot of teachers out of a job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shout out to Mr. Edwards for always being fucking cool. The woodshop teacher, he was cool as shit. And like, I ran into him when I went to Maplewood,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "You work here now?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Oh," he was like, "You know, kind of sucks you got cut from Ireland." He was like, "Nah, it's whatever." He was like, "I'm a Marine. Somebody will somewhere hire me."
Right. He's not worried about it.
Right. But like some teachers were worried about it. Like I whole ass caught a teacher having no name dropping here. The whole ass caught a teacher having a fucking breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
In their classroom, they were like, I don't know what I'm gonna fucking do. Cause this is my job.
Mm-hmm. And like That school just doesn't care. They'll cut you like that.
Which is fucking. And then they're like, oh shit. They're like, oh, we'll give you a little going away party. Like, no. How about just keep them around?
Right.
I mean, most of them got told they'll be kept on fucking substitute duty.
But even then, substitutes, they only make like,
I think they make it per day.
yeah, they do.
Make the money per day.
It's like 180 per day, and they're not working every day like teachers are.
Mm-mm.
They'll maybe work 2 or 3 days out of the week.
Shit, dude. I just turned 18 and I got bills that cost more than $180.
Right.
Fuck. I mean, my Wi-Fi bill, I mean, it's not $180, but it's $100.
Right. And then phone bill, car insurance.
Car insurance.
Rent.
Jesus, rent. I mean, my rent's not terrible because I live in a house with other people, but still.
Right. I mean, people who turn 18, get out of their parents' house, you know, props to you if you do that. It's expensive, dude.
I mean, but a lot of people don't realize it, though. Like, from a young age, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to embrace the suck when I turn 18. And I'm doing pretty good. I mean, doing pretty good for going through a fucking breakup.
Right.
Most kids I know stay living home with their parents.
Right.
And they're like, dude, my fucking life sucks. My mom told me I can't come in at 5 o'clock anymore. And I'm like, man, that sucks.
Mhm.
I come and go as I please. I don't live with my parents no more.
Right. I mean, yes, at first when you move out, it's all fun and dandy, but then, like, you get the stress of bills. You know, your hours get kind of work. You're like, fuck, how am I gonna pay rent? How am I gonna pay my car insurance? How am I gonna pay my phone bill?
Me currently. And then a lot of the kids turn to shit like this, in which, you know what? It takes a lot to fucking. It's a lot harder to do it now than it was 10 years ago.
Right.
But like, no, and that's why a lot of kids like play. That's why like so many kids get into gaming, get like so heavy into it because it brings in the money.
Right. I mean, like, gaming, like, is like registered as a sport.
Yeah, because my union but they've had it for about maybe a year or two. Esports, which
Yeah.
is fucking crazy.
Like, there's people getting full scholarships to college for playing stuff like Fortnite.
Fuck that game.
I mean,
But hey, man, gotta follow the trend.
that's your grind. You know, keep it up.
I don't judge people as long as their bills are paid. And that's it.
Right.
Because if you're just some little fucking bitch out here playing video games, making hella money, and you're not paying the bills. You're not fucking putting food on the table for your family if you have a family.
Right.
And like, what you doing? What you doing with that fucking $30K you just made?
Like, a lot of people. This is kind of gonna change the subject.
That's fine.
I hate people who use mommy and daddy's money. A lot of people say that, but I'm talking about the people who, never worked a day in their life. Mommy bought their car. Mommy pays for their gas. Mommy does this. Mommy does this. Daddy does this.
Mm-hmm.
They've never.
Or is currently going to get a large sum of money when they graduate high school.
Right.
Soft digs.
Right.
And then when I say something, they flaunt it.
Mm-hmm. Like, they're proud of it.
Yeah!
Like,
She was fucking proud of it, dog!
Like, how could you be proud? That's not your earned money. Come to me when it's earned. No, because everything I have, I earned.
The only thing I didn't work for in this fucking room was the TV and PlayStation.
I had to work for that too.
Birthday gift?
I didn't really get them for my birthday. Because at that point, my parents didn't have the money for anything. So here I am, out in Seattle, trying to find ways to make money. Some of them which I probably shouldn't have done.
Right.
Some of them which, were understandable. But, that's just to put, food in my stomach. Like, make sure
And considering your fucking celiac disease, it's hard. You can't just, like, my fat ass does just go to fucking McDonald's.
and, like, there's a lot of times where I have to go against the diet for it.
I mean, because at some point, you're like, man, I'm fucking hungry. I'm willing to fucking let my stomach hurt.
Right. Like, there was one time, my parents, they can only afford a pizza for themselves. Understandable, cool. You eat, I'll be fine. It got to the point where I was so hungry, I ate half of
so, I mean, there's people around here that do the same shit.
Right, like they don't work for what they get. That pisses me off.
Or when they work for their mom and dad in their business and they're like, oh my God, well, what car did you buy? Well, like, a certain person that works for a certain family, works for his dad, there's siblings there, and one sibling actually works for his, I think he started working for his parents and now he sells shoes. And then the other one talks about, I have this because I work for my dad. You know what your dad's perfectly fine. Right? My car out there, I bought that.
I bought that. I worked my ass off to get that car. Granted, when I got it, very fucked up. Luckily, I know shit about cars, so I was able to fix it. There's people out here who, there's one kid at our school that got a brand new 2020 car that his father bought for him.
Yeah. Or like a certain set of twins that were driving matching fucking BMWs.
Right.
Everybody would gawk over them and I'd be like,
it's not like they work for it.
yeah, it's not like they work for us.
Handed to them.
Literally. Or you got people out here like, they're so confident in their fucking. You got this much.
Don't worry about it.
You got people out here that's like, well, my daddy does this for a living, and my dad will do this. Cool, motherfucker, anybody move from? No! Don't. I hate people who use their parents' money. I get it. You know what? If you're struggling and your mom and dad need to help you, I hate asking my parents for money. I fucking hate it.
Me too.
But, sometimes I need $20 to put in the tank.
Right. Sometimes, you have to be like, Mom, I'm a little bit, like,
all your pride and fucking ask.
And it's like quiet when you say it too, because like you want no one else to hear you. Like, Mom, I need a little bit of money. I'm low on gas, and I gotta go to a job interview in 2 days. Like, I need gas. Like, I'll work for it.
Maybe the other motherfuckers out here that be getting rides from people.
Right.
And then they're like, and then when the driver says something about coughing up some money, they're like, what you talking about?
Right.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Right. Like,
I don't mind taking somebody somewhere, but I mean, like, from here, if I was taking, let's say if I was already out in the Lions and somebody asked me to pick them up,
right,
and they live around here, I'm already out in the Lions.
Like, yeah,
it's on the way here.
Yeah, that's fine. But
if like I was here and somebody was like, "Yo, bro, can you take me to the Lions?" and then take me somewhere, I'd be like, "Ooh, the fuck, you gonna cough up some money first?"
Right.
Because gas ain't fucking cheap because of a retarded president.
But yeah, there's just so many people that are handed things. Like, there was this one kid who went to our school, would take money out of his parents' wallets, and they would be fine with it. And I'm just like, if I even look at my parents' wallet, I'm getting smacked.
Oh, I'm getting fucking. I'm just gonna change the topic too. But kids ladies, listen. Young kids, young women, if you talk disrespectfully to your family, your mom, your dad, or whoever, your guardian, whoever's supposed to be taking care of you, you're gross. If you talk disrespectfully to your guardians or somebody,
that's not even just parents either. I mean, not parents, girls that do that. I've seen guys do that too, and I'm
whole ass niggas yell at their mom,
and I'm just like, yo, the fuck are you doing?
That's your mom,
right?
Like, sure, I'll argue with my mom, but never once have I looked at my mom and go, fuck you, Janelle. I would've got shot!
Or call your mom bitch.
Ooh.
See, in my household growing up, if I went, you son, like that, there was no disrespecting the parents in the house.
Dude, I mean, sure, I was a dickhead to my parents, but I mean, and there's a lot of shit that I've apologized for that I've remembered over time. Be like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. But then, like, you got fucking people out here, like Shawty that was here, fucking. She's like, oh my God, you're being such a bitch. I'm like, hey. And she's like, whatever. I'm like, ma'am, you best fucking knock her teeth out.
Right.
And they do it because
They know they can get away with
they
it.
can get away with it. Right. I'm like, never once in my life if I look at somebody and say, like, man, I wish I could have said that to my mom. Never once will I look at somebody and be like, man, I wish I could have gotten away with that. Because I'm not like that.
Right. I mean, I do say that, but that's to be a dick.
Right.
Like, be like, damn, wish I could say that to my mom.
And then some of the groundings people get nowadays, they're so fucking lighthearted. Like, I want to talk.
Give me your phone for 10 minutes.
Nah.
And then give it back. There's a lot of people like that. It makes me mad.
Let me think if I want to talk about this. Yeah, fuck it. Oh well, might as well. We know somebody that just got in trouble with the law. They're supposed to be grounded, but Shawty was just at my crib for since Wednesday. I was like, dog, if I would have gotten in trouble, if the cops ever would have fucking brought me home, I wouldn't have been able to sit for weeks.
Right. You won't sleep standing up.
Fuck, dude, I would have had to learn how to fucking levitate to sleep. We're like, you should your cute ass dog. That's Puddles, y'all know her. We're like, no, like, gotten like serious like charges with the law, and I'm like, and then she cusses at her guardian, and I'm like, yeah, I'm talking about you. I'm talking, you know who I'm talking about. You can give me shit about this whenever you fucking watch this, if you ever watch it. I don't give a fuck. Be talking hella disrespectful. Right. Or like one time, I swear to I don't actually, I'm pretty sure she told her guardian to shut the fuck up.
Like, if you're joking, I understand. But being serious about it, I don't understand how people can do that.
Or she maybe not have told her to shut the fuck up, but she was like, oh my God, could you just shut up? My fucking jaw started to hurt. I mean, you asked my pops. If I would have been like, could you just shut up? He would have fucking cold cocked me.
Right.
And like, not like no abusive shit, he would just slap me in the fucking mouth.
Right.
And then like, continue to talk like that. I would smack the shit out of you again.
Right.
These fucking little fucking, I wouldn't even say hood rats, hoodlums, these fucking hooligans are running around, disrespecting their parents, and then wondering why. I mean, not really, not guys like us. I mean, because most of the fucking guys that run around that are attracted to them types of girls are the same way.
Right.
Dog, and like, speaking of that, like trying to date in this day and age.
I mean, luckily, you know, I've been dating this girl a year and a half.
Right, you found one.
Right. There is times where she gets disrespectful, and I'm just like,
are you fucking good?
Like, I've told her to, like, you know, I'm like, don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't. You know, naturally, if she does, she just has a really bad attitude problem. I understand.
My ex, I just broke up with,
Mm-hmm.
fucking screaming at her mom, and I'm like, dogs, you cannot
See,
do that.
She doesn't do that. She just naturally, it's her mom starts out with the attitude, but then she just throws the fire on
Reciprocates it, right?
Naturally, when my dad's giving me attitude, I'm like, move that way.
Right, and I mean, because like a lot of these kids didn't get their ass beat.
Yeah.
I mean, if I fucking yelled at my mom, do you know what Nathan and Trevor would have done to me?
Yeah.
Getting the fuck out of me,
I
dog.
mean, like, even raising your voice a little bit, I would have got smacked. I had one dude disrespect my mom in my house.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't playing that. I ain't never thrown dude out so fucking quick.
Man, I had somebody disrespect my mom once, and I was like, I was like, you know, 8x6 foot cell don't bother me, right? I'm like, what you mean by that? And I'm like, just what I said. They're like, 6 cell don't bother me. They're like, I said room, not cell. And they were like, what are you talking about? I was like, look up what room is 6 foot by 8 foot. They did, and they were like, you won't do anything.
Oh, I won't. I'll show you what your parents should have done.
I was just like, you You mad trip, you think I'm not gonna beat your ass with my mom.
Right. I mean, like there's just so many people that disrespect their parents, and I don't understand it.
It's so unattractive. And like you can be attracted to a dude and not be gay. Like I'm attracted friend wise to like you, John, Kyle. And like dog, the way some people disrespect their parents, I'm like, I'm not trying to fuck with you no more.
Right. It just makes them look ugly.
Yeah. Like you see the prettiest girls disrespect their parents. Like Shawty that was here.
And then it's just you're ugly now.
You're
like your person. It's not that their looks are ugly; it's their personality.
mm-hmm. And you're like,
you're just like, can you go?
I ain't trying to fuck with you no more.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my god, and like that's a big deal for me. Is like respect with parents.
Right.
And like because my parents taught me how to respect other people, and my parents taught me how to respect them. And like when I meet somebody's parents, like, hello, Mrs. Such and such, Mr. Such and such. Thank you for welcoming me into your home.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm respectful.
My name is whatever.
Right, but like, I've had some people. They're like, let's just go straight to my room, and I'm like, all right, well, they might, have parents that are not in a good mood at all times or whatever.
Right.
And then they're like, shut the fuck up, bitch.
Like,
who?
Like, yo,
that's like you got a house, lady, nurse, bitch. What the fuck? And they're like, no, that's just my bitch mom, Karen. That's your mom.
And usually, what I've seen around here, it's the upper class people. But like, it shocks me, honestly.
And like, I'm gonna say this: if you're okay with your kids calling you by your first name, like my mom, she's okay with it, and I won't do it unless my mom is in a deep sleep or I'm really trying to get her attention.
Mm-hmm.
And like my dad, I will not do it unless
you're like messing around or something.
No, not even. If the only time I try to get my parents' attention is when it needs immediate attention,
mm-hmm.
because my parents aren't used to hearing me saying Janelle or Steven. So I'm like, hey, Janelle. She looks at me, and I'm like, all right, cool. You understand this needs immediate attention. Or I'm like, hey, yo, Steven. And they're like, all right, well, what's the immediate attention you need for something?
Right. Like with me, I can never call my parents by the first name.
Mm-hmm.
And like if I had to say like dad and mom, unless like I'm messing around with my dad, I'd call him an old man.
Like, messing around is one thing, but like I know this kid that'd be like, he'd be telling us stories about how he was mad at his mom and be like, God, you're just a terrible person, don't you know that? And then say their mom's name, and I'm like,
I get it. You weren't asked to be born. But you're born. Deal with it.
I'm just like, wow, you're wild, huh?
I could never.
God forbid it's my kid, my son or daughter. Hey, Xander, what the fuck are you talking about? And punch your fucking head through the wall. My bad, G. You just fucking talking out of pocket for that one. You talking out of pocket, so I put my fucking hand in my pocket, dumbass. Yeah, but no, I'm like, damn, ADHD's terrible.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I've noticed it's a lot more.
Wrong way. I'm just testing. I'm just seeing these lights.
I just keep it the way it was.
I'm trying to figure out which light's the best one to have on.
All of them.
Oh shit! Am I twisting the wrong way?
Fuck. Damn.
That one's good. Yeah, that's better lighting. I don't like. You see how the camera warps? See?
A little bit.
It warps a little bit. I mean, it's annoying, but that's what you get for buying a fucking $5 camera. And I'm like, the way some people really be treating people, I'm like, man, what the fuck happened in your life?
Right.
Like, I know niggas that grew up wealthy, having good money, I mean, not wealthy, not like super wealthy because ain't nobody out here super wealthy.
Right. But I mean, like they got money.
They got enough money to have a new fucking dirt bike every year if they want it.
Right. Like they're not worried about money. Like their family's not worried about
They got enough money to not worry about it. And like they're just mean people. Not mean as in like bully mean.
they're nasty.
They're nasty people. And not like hold on, not in like the shower aspect, but like their personality is just gross. Like
Right. Like we were saying about like disrespecting the parents. It's just it makes their personality nasty.
now talking about kids disrespecting the parents. There are some times where it is okay when your parents step out of line and say something and you go, hey, no,
Right.
no. And like,
even granted, I couldn't do that. I just had to deal with it.
well, I don't, you don't really do that as a kid. You do that more as when you're an adult.
Even now, I can't.
And like, my dad got to say something about a girl I was dating one time, and I was like, yo, nope, hell no.
Yeah.
We're like, I mean, that shit is beyond me. You gotta go outside. I'll let you out. All right, just give me like, we're gonna take a real quick like 2 minute break. I'm not gonna pause this. I don't care. But yeah, he probably gotta use the bathroom. I gotta let my dog out. We'll be right back. I'm gonna mute this for a second. You gotta remind me to unmute when we get back. All right, we're back. Grab the fucking notebook picture real quick. But Dipsy. Pepsi bottle, Coca-Cola glass. I don't give a damn. But let's change topics. Let's talk about shit. Let's talk about fucking games for a minute, dog. Since we were on that topic earlier, dog. Some games people take too fucking hard, too at heart. And like, I get it if it's your job. Like playing Fortnite, dude. You have people building fucking 5-star hotels in front of you, and you knock them for fucking 2 health.
Right.
And you're like, oh, I don't even want to be here no more. But like really wild how people. I mean, in the moment, I hate when people are showing the games, but then again, I realize I'm that person as well. Not with Fortnite, but like
it's just games in general.
Games in general. And like, y'all have seen it. I've posted some fucking live streams of games on here and whatnot, and yeah. Lay down. Go lay down. This isn't give this. This isn't give. Lay down. I'm in bed. I'm like, yeah. Shit, what I really want to talk about is the most controversial thing hanging in my room currently. I got a lot of hate for on my first page on TikTok. By the way, if you don't follow me on TikTok, you probably should, because I do post some. I do post some pretty funny stuff sometimes. Can y'all see it? Or am I just fucking stupid? It's your boy Zan 2.0. No spaces, no capitals. It's YABOIXAN 2.0. Oh, nice. Good as good. Go fuck myself. Have fun. You want to talk about the most controversial thing in my room?
Actually, yeah, because we're from the South.
Family from the South.
Your country.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the city. You will not see that in the city.
No?
At all.
Especially not in Seattle.
No.
They're like, you have to adjust your chair just a little bit. Let's back it up. Let's talk about that. So, I mean, what is your take on the Confederate, we'll just call it what it is, the Confederate flag.
So, it's actually changed. When I was in Seattle, I used to see it as racist.
Okay.
Because, you would see the KKK repping that. And that's all really I would see is, a white person, wearing that flag, they must be racist.
Mm-hmm.
But, meeting you're not racist. You wear the flag. No! I'll hurt you. But, like, I've met people who wear that flag and aren't racist, and I've met people who do wear that flag and they are racist.
Yeah, if you rep this fucking Confederate flag and you're racist, I fucking hate you. And I hope your mother fucking had you as a fucking C-section.
I was a C-section.
So was I. Okay. No, but if you wear the Confederate flag and you're fucking racist, I hate you and I never want to fucking meet you. Let me state this right now. If you're a racist, sexist piece of shit, all around a fucking shitty person, are cool with the fucking pedophilia being a fucking sexual orientation, fuck you, get the fuck off my page. And if I ever meet you in person, I promise you, I'm going to show you the way we do it here in fucking Ohio. About how we stomp the fuck out of people who like that shit. You're weird as fuck and you're bugging astronomically, bro. Honestly. You're fucking weird.
That does not look good.
That one was more pointing towards the camera, so I just fixed it. Oh, fuck, you're right. Jesus. Fucking just flashbang myself. But no, like,
Sorry, meeting. I'm really hungry.
oh, you're good. Like, I don't really care. Your battery is running low. Oh, shit, that bitch died quick. How much do I have? Tell me how much I have.
10%.
10%. We'll end this soon anyways.
You can just turn on the charger.
Well, yeah, but then it sounds like a jet engine. Not remember the fucking little takes we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. I mean, at least we know it'll get us to at least an hour, half an hour, 2 hours of fucking podcasting. But yeah, I'm also gonna state this. I will have a second channel for this. This is the first episode. I probably should have labeled it Just for Talks episode 1. That's gonna be the name of the podcast channel, Just for Talks.
Okay.
The second episode will be up on the page once I get the page running and whatnot. I will be promoting the shit out of that too. So yeah. And then I'm probably going to switch over to my gaming channel. Have a gaming channel. Because if you scroll back through my videos, I think I said something about having a gaming channel, having a fucking talk channel, and having a fucking regular vlog channel. Which also I'm going to be able to vlog more now because I'll just be able to. It won't be nothing big. It'll just be like little clips of my fucking life and whatnot that I put together. Just once I
Right, like if you're out doing shit and you want to record it.
right, like I had a fucking video, but I lost it
I think I know which one you're talking about.
when I went to the fucking science exhibit up in Cleveland.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, let's get back to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
So, like, what was a really major like point for you where you were like, oh shit, this doesn't symbolize what I thought it symbolized?
Honestly, when I met you.
I think I remember you asking me. You were like, "Are you racist?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "No, dog. I have family from the South."
Right.
And so, a lot of people automatically assume I'm a racist because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, if anything, I don't like white people. White people are fucking weird. Not whites like us, but like the white people that are like, yeah, you know. You know what I mean? And like, hopefully some of my viewers understand what I'm talking about too. But yeah, I'm like, I mean, for a while I didn't like it.
Right.
But then once I learned the history behind it and whatnot, then I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Right. And, you were teaching me about it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's not really what I thought. But I think the main perspective on it for anyone is really where you come from.
Right.
Because I'm from the city. I used to see it as racist. I moved to the country. I'm like, some of these people really aren't that bad.
Right.
And I hate almost everyone out here.
Yeah.
But
Terrible. Going to hell.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
But I mean, it was like I did ask you. I was like, "Are you racist?" And so it was weird for me to see and to.
You didn't ask me like that, motherfucker. You're like, you racist? And I went, nope, just like the flag. I like what it's here. I like what it's, because you can have, I mean, it's kind of like the way I view it is kind of like a dollar for people, like a dollar bill. For some people, it's just a dollar, but for other people, it's their first dollar they ever got.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that's not, it has nothing to do with race, and it has nothing to do with the fact that it's, it's got an X on it because it has an X. No, it has everything to do with my family. You know what the flag stands for, right?
You told me, but I forget.
The 13 stars stand for
The 13 colonies.
the original 13 colonies. The blood, correct me if I am wrong, stands for the bloodshed of fighting for the 13 colonies.
Mm.
I think you can correct me if I'm wrong. I will do my own research on it after this video. But yeah. Oh, fuck, after the video. Let's do it right now. All right, what is the meaning behind the Confederate flag? National flag consists of 7 white stars on a blue. What? Oh, okay.